Alright, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a retro fight review. So we're going to Deep 25 Impact on 4th August 2006. We're going to the Deep Lightweight 48 kilogram, essentially atomweight division, vacant championship. Satoko Shinashi versus Hisae Watanabe. Now this is a rematch from December 29th of 2002 where Shinashi won by submission in the second round. I believe it was by heel hook. Again, this is in 48 kilograms, so essentially atom weight. Going to the tail of the tape, Shinashi is 4 years older, 29 to 25 for Watanabe. Shinashi is also slightly more experienced, 21-0-2 to Watanabe's 16-4. However, Watanabe holds a significant height advantage, 5 feet 3 inches, 161 centimeters, to Shinashi's 4 feet 10 inches, 147 centimeters. So first round, Shinashi comes out. She rushes forward and immediately gets floored by a teep kick from Watanabe. Gets back up. Watanabe throws a right high kick that missed, and then Shinashi threw a low kick, and then a body kick and punch from Watanabe drops Shinashi, but Watanabe again lets her back up. A Shinashi flurry misses, and she tripped to the floor. Honestly, at this point, Watanabe is just toying with her. Then Shinashi catches a kick from Watanabe and takes her down, landing in guard. She threw some punches to the body and tried posturing up, but Watanabe was really able to keep her locked down pretty easily. Then Watanabe decided to throw up an arm bar. Looked pretty in, but Shinashi escaped, and Watanabe stood up in the scramble, basically forcing a visibly frustrated Shinashi to stand as well. So Shinashi engaged in the clinch and landed a throw. Watanabe decides to throw up another armbar, and it looks pretty deep again. However, Shinashi managed to escape. Again, Watanabe stood up, forcing Shinashi to stand up as well. And like I said, you could tell she was visibly frustrated with what was going on in the fight. So they're stood up. Watanabe throws a jab and then a huge right hook that finds its mark. I mean, huge right hook. Shinashi, she's out before she even hits the canvas, and she hits her head pretty hard when she lands too. She literally folds over, hits her head, and then flattens out on the canvas. It's bad knockout. I mean, ooh, what a knockout. So Hisae Watanabe wins via knockout, 3 minutes, 54 seconds of the first round. Crazy KO. I mean, absolutely crazy. Watanabe is now the Deep 48 kilogram champion. They called it lightweight for some reason. And Watanabe got her revenge. So things to work on for Shinashi. She needs to work on everything to do with her stand-up. I mean, she looked lost on her feet, so she needs to really work on her stand-up. At least enough to get into the clinch where she can execute her throws. She's a judoka. Her specialties are her throws and her submissions. So she needs to work at least enough on her stand-up in order to get into the clinch. As for Watanabe, I mean, flawless performance. She pretty much just played with Shinashi out there. It was big difference between their first fight. Okay, so for a little more modern perspective, what's going on with that fight since then? So, like I mentioned, it crowned the first Deep women's champion. It was the last, so atomweight at the time. At the time, there was Smack Girl, which was a separate women's promotion. Deep was trying to build their own women's division, so this was the first championship. This was the last really tough opponent of Shinashi's career. After this, she went, basically she went back to being like the queen of the Japanese can crushers. I mean, you look at her record since then, it's either, there's like a couple journeymen thrown in, but it's mostly rookie fighters, some straight up debutantes. And this was her 20, fourth fight. And then after this, she went back to just fighting, rookies. For Watanabe, this was really the crowning achievement of her career. She went on to lose her very next fight to Sahi Ham, and then defended the title, I think, once after that, and then lost the title to Miku Matsumoto, retired not long after that. As for this the knockout is number 2 on my list of top 5 women's knockouts. So what did the two fighters do since then? Well, like I said, with Shinashi, she basically went back to fighting rookies. Never really stepped it up again after that. She retired for a few years, came back in, I think, 2014 or 2015. Fights a couple times a year, again, against rookie fighters. She's coming off a loss last December to a fighter who I think was 1-0 or 0-1 at the time, and was scheduled to get a rematch like last month in March or April, but that event got canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Probably be rescheduled again later. For Hisae Watanabe, so her next fight, very next fight, she wanted a striker. They brought in this unknown Korean kickboxer named Sahi Ham. Watanabe ends up losing that fight in one of the biggest upsets in women's division's history. She then defends her title once against some Thai fighter, then loses the title to Miku Matsumoto, one of those unheralded greats. Then has like mixed results after that before retiring. She came back a few years ago, fought 2 fights. She beat Yeji Lee at World Series of Fighting Global Championship, a short-lived promotion. Then she went to Valley Tudo, Japan, and got a draw with John Moon Park. Hasn't fought since then. I believe it's been 3-4 years since that fight. So it seems like she's retired for good now. And that's really all I have on her. Anyway, that's a retro review of this fight. I'll put a link in a pinned tweet comment down below. It was just put up this week by Deep MMA's official YouTube page. That's why I decided to cover this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.